T. Ribb's car in trouble. The 10th place automobile. He's been 11th, 10th here over the past 20 laps, and the Raynor car in trouble.
Had a good run too, came up from 20th and was driving really well on these streets, which he knows pretty well, but was obviously doing a good job. We don't know yet what is wrong with that car.
Well, after the fuel stop, they had them at a 10-second interval between first and second, and it certainly isn't that now. It looks like a second between them.
Being pushed out of the way. So it's done for the day.
Willie T. Ribbs has been in the pit for some time, and they've just refired the Judd V8 engine in his Raynor Cosby car. Turbocharger failure, the suspected problem. They've changed it, and they're still there shaking their head and don't have the car running right. Willie had a great run up to about 10th spot before this trouble sidelined him.
Willie T. Ribbs, who's been here before, running Trans Am, had a couple of second places here in Detroit, looking to do well today and losing lots of time now in the pit area.
Now, I had a chance to talk with Willie over the last couple of days of practice, and he was very excited. His car didn't run well when they got here. They got it fixed. He was able to turn in some very respective qualifying laps, and he was excited about his first IndyCar run here.
He certainly went well. As Mike Joy said, he went extremely well in the early stages of this race, and it is a big disappointment for him. But that's one of the troubles with doing a restricted series of program of races. Nobody gets any practice. The team don't get any practice. The driver doesn't get any practice. Unlike these two, who are getting plenty of practice.
One of the good news drivers on the kart Indy scene is Willie T. Ribbs of San Jose, California, driving for the Raynor Cosby team. And right now, Brian is with one of his sponsors, Mr. Cosby.
Well, here's a familiar face to NBC. Bill Cosby down in the Willie T. Ribbs pits, but he's not just a spectator. He's one of the partners in Raynor Cosby Racing. And Bill, exactly what is your involvement with this team?
Well, I'm a part owner, and the Raynor part of the car broke down. My parts are still going. So I called Tom Cruise, and I think we'll go in partnerships. But this is going to cost NBC heavily if we beat the Simpsons in the ratings. I need more money.
You got to start the race today. This is your first IndyCar race. What are your impressions?
I'll tell you, I felt those cars going past me underneath, and I've never felt anything like that in my life. I understand now why people are here. Before, I didn't understand it. This is power. This is heavier than George Foreman.
Bill Cosby, a very interested spectator here today, Don.
At least it wasn't the Cosby's part of the car that broke down.
Yeah. He sees the yellow flag.
One car off the course that I got a glimpse of it. You think it was Willie? Yep, that's what it is.
Willie T. Ribbs. This is the Raynor car. First time here for Willie. And that looks like definitely the end of his day.
He was running 14th. He got the wall with both ends of the car. A lot of damage there. He appears to be okay. But Ribbs climbs out of the car, runs across the track, and they have vehicles out on the course. That should bring out a full course yellow. And Willie T. Ribbs comes in to the pits.
Some sort of mechanical problem.
Doesn't look good when they go to the Zeus fastenings on that cowling. They're going to take the top of the car off. And usually the first thing they do is change the electronics on the car because it's easy to change, and it often is the problem.
Paul, the lifelong dream may be over for Willie T. Ribbs. On the restart, they lost a cylinder in his Buick V6. He currently has 5 cylinders. The Derek Walker crew now with changing the plugs, trying to figure out what the offending cylinder is. Possibly can fix it, but it looks very doubtful. Paul?
Now for over 8.5 minutes, Willie's car has been silent in the pits. But if there's a crew that can do it, directed by Derek Walker, that team certainly can. What a terrible moment for Willie. How horrible it must be to sit there and watch the rest of the field string past.
Well, Paul, ironic, 2 of the men who got the biggest applause when they qualified were A.J. Foyt and Willie T. Ribbs, and both of them have climbed out of their cars here almost simultaneously. Willie, what happened?
Well, Jerry, right after the green flag started, the car was fine, and then we had a yellow, and then when we restarted again, we developed a misfire, and we can't detect it, and it's just dropped the engine right off. So, you know, it was a great month, and I thank McDonald's, and I thank all the support and all the fans and everybody that's motivate me to get here, and I'm just sorry that we didn't get to run the whole race.
Will you be back next year?
Absolutely. I think that, you know, we want to be back, and I know the fans want me back, and I support, and I thank you all.
A lot of courage, a man who may be beginning a long career at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Willie T. Ribbs.
Willie T. Ribbs against the wall.
Willie T. Ribbs.
He was the man that you mentioned found this a very difficult track.
Willie told me it's like racing inside a high-speed cave.
Little fire there at the back. Originally would be the turbocharger. The oil there would leak out and light up and give you the orange flame. But with the tire and bodywork there, while it's not a danger to Willie, that fire could grow. But there is the safety team right on location, ready to help Willie out of the car, and he releases the brakes very wisely. Kept his foot on the brakes, keeping the car up against the wall. Another car spinning. There's the 50 car. And they were just about to give, that's of course, yes, on Montermini, and boy, now everybody stacks up there. They were about to black flag Montermini because of smoke at the back of the car, but he's created a regular parking lot down in that corner.
There's Kevin Cogan in the blue and white car in the center.
Marco Greco, Willie T. Ribbs throws the steering wheel out of his car and climbs out. He's got damage to the front left of his car. Two more cars in trouble, one of them Adrian Fernandez. The other, that 24 car, is Willie T. Ribbs. So all three cars out of Derek Walker's stable have been involved in contact today now. Robbie Gordon, Willie T. Ribbs, and Mark Smith.
That's Willie there in the red and white car. Fernandez in the car with some green on it.
Fernandez kind of got captured there. When Willie spun, you can see him waving his hands there. When he spun, there really wasn't any place for Fernandez to go. That wasn't his fault in this particular case.
Unfortunately, they got together at the tires, so there shouldn't be any serious damage to those cars. Let's look it over carefully, though. Willie climbed out of his. And a car up against the wall. We've got our first yellow on lap 27. Boy, look at him trying to chop through. A couple people got debris. That's Willie T. Ribbs. Willie T. is a rookie at this track, and I don't think he was comfortable with this track. He's looking around in the cockpit, so it appears that he's okay. Now he climbs out. The field will slow. The yellow comes out on leader lap 28.
Tough luck for Nigel Mansell, who held the lead briefly early in the race. And there's a crash involving Fernandez.
And third and fourth places get involved because Maurizio Gugelmin had to spin also in avoidance, and Mike Groff in the Honda car, teammate to Rahal, also gets taken out.
So this will occasion a full track caution.
Here it is. Watch the inside by the wall. Fernandez ducks down inside Ribbs. Ribbs doesn't give him enough room. Fernandez rides the roller coaster up over the top. Gugelmin also hits Ribbs on the other side, so he was attacked from both sides.
Willie T. Ribbs, the teammate to Mark Smith. You mentioned he's doing some Cosby appearances. Parker Johnstone also doing an appearance. He's in the movie Speed. So watch it, see if you can figure out the party plays.